It's the Pioneer Agronomy update here on the Red River Farm Network, and we've made our way to Carrington, North Dakota, here at Swanson Seeds, and joined by Doug Retzlaff, who's a sales associate. And Doug, first tell me a little bit about the Pioneer Agency here, and yourself, and of course, everybody else who's on the team.
Yeah, I'm Doug Retzlaff, and I've been with Swanson Seeds for 19 years. Been a sales associate for 14 with Pioneer. My boss, Dave Swanson, owner of the agency, he's been here 27 years, located in Carrington. We farm 14 miles northeast of Carrington and in the Carrington, New Rockford area. So that's basically the geography we kind of covered. So.
Yes, well, and of course, we know 2021 has been nothing short of interesting once again, but of course on the dry side, and that has been the case here in the territory that you cover. And so help us recap the planting season. Did you start out dry, and have you remained on the dry side?
Yeah, so after 2020, with all the moisture and all the preventive plant around, there's a lot of optimism this spring with the planting conditions. Everybody was eager to get out there early, with an easy winter like that and get this crop in the ground. And with the high commodity prices that were present for us, that's where the optimism come from. And so we got the crop in the ground, and then things just kind of deteriorated from there. The lack of moisture. We had frost events in part of our sales area to the northwest of Carrington, predominantly. The no-till guys, they got hit with the frost. We had the wind event that was a day long, and we had some replant situations with the wind as well. But since then, it's just kind of deteriorated since. Like this farm here's had, one side of it's 3.5 inches to 5 inches on the other side of the farm, and it's just not enough to get the crop through.
Mm-hmm. Well, thankfully, at least you've had that amount of rain, because as we can see behind us here in the soybean plant, given the conditions, crops are doing okay. But you and I were talking beforehand, these next couple of weeks are really going to be the determining factor, aren't they?
Yeah, they sure are. This plot's looking great. The soybeans are looking good. Beside us, the corn's not so good. That's showing the stress more than the beans. The big key on the beans this year and corn is the preventive plant acres. Preventive plant acres is where we picked up some extra moisture, some extra subsoil. Them crops are looking fairly good. But the next 2 weeks, the corn, you can see it every day. It's going backwards, and now that we're getting into tassel and pollination, it's going to be critical to get some moisture here.
Well, and I guess another positive you could bring out of this situation is we haven't talked much about disease and disease pressure. Well, of course, we know in a dry year, disease isn't our main focus.
Yeah, you're not going to have too much of the phytophthora and the white mold issues like a normal growing season. We're just straight up dry, and those diseases and pressures aren't relevant right now. So.
Mm-hmm. Yes, well, and let's talk a little bit. There were some varieties and hybrids that you're really excited about this year and are really showing their true colors and how resilient they are. What would you like to feature?
The P03 A26X is our number one selling bean in this geography. It's a little on the early side for the south guys, but it is the majority of our acres up here. And then we go up to the P09 bean in our area too. But the P03, that's the number one selling. P07A is the excellent bean. It's probably the best looking bean out there across our sales area. All in all, it's handling this drought pretty good. On the corn side, the P8431, it's brand new corn in our plot, and we have it side by side with the 85 in a field, and the 84 is just looking tremendous this year. So despite the drought, it's looking good.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes, at least we can leave on some words of maybe positive encouragement there. Anything else you'd like to add in here?
Yeah, no, just try to keep upbeat, and we can't change anything about these weather conditions. We just got to go with it and salvage what we can out of it. And like these plots, we're going to get some side-by-side yield information. But as far as setting records, it's not all about records. It's just we got to move on to next year after we can salvage this year. So.
Yes, certainly. Well, again, we've been at Carrington, North Dakota this morning, visiting with Doug Retzlaff at Swanson Seeds. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, for this week's Pioneer Agronomy Update here on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Megan Overby.